Hello everybody, welcome back to the Average Pace YouTube channel and part 2 of Formula Fantastic. It's the race that you've all been looking forward to. I'm sure you're all very excited, so sit back, relax and enjoy because it is a good one, my friends. It is a good one with a good result and I'm very, very pleased with it. As you can see, I'm very, very excited. Also very nervous, which is a good thing before the races.
And of course, remember, guys.
Just getting ready, listening to the chat. Trying to stay calm, trying to keep my heartbeat as low as possible as we wait for the lights to go out.
Green, green, green.
And away we go. I don't know what I was doing then. I didn't seem to be preparing to go or anything, but we got an okay start. We're in third place, thinking about going down the inside of P2 there, but thought better of it. It's the first lap, tyres, brakes, freezing cold, so we're just going to sit behind and see what happens, just focusing on the exits, focusing on the entries, early braking or just lifting off on the first lap. Lift off just a few meters before your braking zone and it will get you around the corner cleanly and smoothly with no worrying moments, no oversteer or little to no oversteer. This is a very tricky corner. Now you can get round there with just a lift off, but on the first few laps it's good to just a little tap of the brake just to bring your nose in, shift down the gear. Same with this one, nice early lift off, gently on the brakes, and you should be able to get through it okay. This one's flat out on with warmed up tyres, but as you can see we're not quite there yet. So we got through the first lap okay, all three of us. I can't see what the gap's like behind us, but we're okay for now. So we're just staying behind and just taking our time. It's a long race, it's a very long race. And we've already got some back markers ahead of us, obviously. We're only in P3, so whoever's in last is going to show up on the relative. Now here, I was just wanting to stay behind. I wasn't looking to rush or anything, but P2 seemed to be quite erratic. So I was thinking I just want to apply a little bit of pressure, just get up close to him, focus on my exits, try and see if I can force him into a mistake, which sounds horrible, it sounds really mean, but that's what you've got to do. Sometimes it's your only chance to get through, especially on a track like this. It's really tricky to overtake. There are places to overtake, especially in Formula 3 when you can go really deep with warmed up brakes. It's fantastic how late you can brake, much later than any other car. This car and the Mercedes Formula 1 have very, very similar braking points. Obviously the Formula 1 car has a lot more power and is much faster, but in regards to how you drive the car, they are quite similar. Another comparison I like to make is Formula 3s are very much like a GT3 car with downforce. The top speed's quite similar. Now look, I made a mistake there because I was focusing too much on P2, but he's getting very erratic. He's desperate to get past, and as a result of that, he spins out, and there we go, P2. So now we can start closing in on the leader. By the end of the lap, we'd caught up to him, which is a good thing. By the end of the week, I was feeling very confident with this car and track combination. Obviously, there were faster people, but I felt very confident with where I could brake, my exits, my line. I'm starting to get to grips with the car, which is great, because as soon as you feel confident in the car, as soon as you can feel confident enough to apply the brakes where it's going to go, and you can feed it where you want it to go, where you ask the car to go, it goes. As soon as you've got that confidence, you're flying. That's what you're looking for. You want to be able to get used to a car. Try and stick to one car, especially when you're a beginner. Just stick to one car. We've got a very, very good exit there. We're not going to go for the move because it's suicide, but he was defending. So we just followed the racing line, tried to get a good exit, and just going to keep applying the pressure. There are places you can overtake, but as you'll soon see, that is a worry we needn't have had. So coming onto the back straight now, trying to get a good exit, trying to minimise the oversteer. You want to be nice and smooth. You can, there's only a tiny little window when your steering wheel's got a bit of angle on it that you will spin the car or oversteer it. Once you've got through that, it's about half a second. Once you're through that, you can easily floor it even in first gear. It's a very, very forgiving car, and you can be very aggressive with it. It's a great car to drive. As soon as you get to this license, which is C, give it a go, especially if you're looking to drive into the Grand Prix series with the Mercedes. It is a great car to drive. Even if you're there, like a lot, it's a very popular car, and it's a popular car for a reason. And because it's slower, when you're going around corners, you can keep it on the limit for a lot longer. So that satisfaction that you feel for having a car on the limit, the feeling you get through your fingers, lasts a lot longer than it would in a faster, more powerful car. We're going to get a bit of a radio transmission. Here we go. He wants me to pass him on the straights. So we try and get a good exit, and we bottle it. Oh, he tried to... I don't know why you can't hear what I'm saying. I'll try and get that sorted out, but it's quite annoying. So he's going to let us by, basically. We don't have to worry about setting him up for an overtake. We can just stay calm, focus on our exits, and he will let us go. So, there we go. We're in the lead. Easy money. We are leading the race. I think for the first time on this channel, the win is going to be ours. So now we can just skip to the end, right? Well, it's not quite as simple as that, as you'll soon see. I'm not quite sure when it happens, but I start to notice on my relatives that there's someone catching up. And I can't see if they've passed now, but they get past P2 fairly quickly. And I start thinking, I've got some pace left on the table, but I don't have a lot. It's clearly an experienced driver. And as you see, when you see at the end, well, he's fought his way up from 15th so in a few laps time he is going to be on our tail. Now when you're fighting mid-pack and there's someone faster than you, the best thing to do is just to let them pass. They're faster than you, and if you spend the race defending, you're just going to slow both of you down, and you're not going to have a chance to move forwards. They're not going to have a chance to move forwards. So the best thing to do is let them through and try and observe what they do. Stay in their slipstream, watch what they do, and try and emulate what they do to the best of your ability. Obviously without being silly and throwing yourself off the road by trying to go faster than your pace. But when you're leading, it's different. You're in first place. So you have to defend. And that's when things get very tricky. And I was very, very aware of this. Luckily, this car's very easy to drive. You can, even in places where it's not technically an overtaking spot, it's very easy to stay side by side compared to some of the... I'm saying very easy, it's not very easy at all. It's easier than some of the more powerful cars to fight side by side. But I was concerned because I really wanted to win this race. I wanted the win. I haven't got a win on my YouTube channel yet, and I wanted that win. I was in first place. My pace was okay, albeit average as usual, but I wanted to win this race. all I was thinking about now was trying to keep my average pace, just keep it smooth, look after the tyres, burn the fuel off, and just try and push each braking zone that little bit more every lap, just to try and eke out a little more time, a 10th here and a 10th there. Flat out through here now. I love this corner. Just a tap on the brakes, bring the nose round and just swim it through. When you get it right, it's the most satisfying feeling that you can get. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, sim racing is on the cusp of exploding into the mainstream. It's going to happen very, 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 very soon. It's inevitable. No secret this good can stay secret for long. We've got backmarker now, just come out the pits. He doesn't cause us too much trouble, or she doesn't cause us too much trouble. I can't see the names in the little preview window. But they let us pass, no bother. Don't forget to thank the backmarkers for letting you past. No one likes to let people pass, no one likes to be lapped. And they don't have to. They don't have to. They won't get a penalty for not letting you past. So it's purely courtesy. They could fight you for it. Chances are they won't, but just thank them. Because if you don't, there's a chance next time you come across them, they'll be less inclined to let you by. I think P2 is getting quite close to us now, so we'll skip on a little bit. So Carlos, the original leader, the original leader, is now in P3. We're in P1, and the two drivers between us have fought their way from the back of the field. They're very, very fast, and they're catching me rapidly. I was very aware of that, and I was just thinking, come on, end the race now, let me have this win. It's much easier to be the chaser than the chasee. It's a good feeling when you're behind somebody and you've got pace on them, and you're the one that is applying the pressure. But as soon as someone's behind applying the pressure, it ramps up the stress so much, and you've got to do your best to not focus on your mirrors, to just focus on keeping it smooth, staying on line. If you stay on line and you keep it smooth, even if you're half a second slower than they are, you'll make their job of overtaking you that much harder. Even if you're slow going into a corner, if you can nail that exit, you give yourself that buffer that you need to keep them behind you on the next corner entry. 10 more laps to go and we're still leading. I think you can see them in my mirror now. I can't see. The preview window is too small. It's too pixelated. But I think you can see them. I can't see how far behind they are. I think it's under a second. So around about now, I start panicking. I'm thinking, I've still got loads of laps left. They're coming at me fast. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? See, I'm missing my apexes. I'm focusing too much on what's happening behind me, and that's slowing me down even more. So I'm trying my best to just keep it smooth. Make sure I hit every corner apex as best as I can to my ability, and try not to make any mistakes. A little bit squirrely there. Feeling the pressure, letting it get to me. Focusing too much on my mirrors, focusing too much on my relative. I'm letting the pressure get to me, and it's a big mistake. You've got to stay calm. right on me now. He's in my slipstream. Got him in my dirty air. Which is what I don't want. I'm just hoping that something will happen to him. I'd rather win with pace, but if he makes a mistake, I won't be too upset about it. Just trying not to make any mistakes myself, just trying to keep it clean, trying to keep it smooth, trying to win the race. It's been a few weeks since I've won a race, and that's because I've been focusing too much on practicing. I've been doing a lot less races and too many laps in practice. But if you want to get better at racing, you need to race. There's no other way around it. You need to race to get better. It's good to practice, you need to practice, but you also need to race. But I've only been doing 1 or 2 races at the most a week, which is just not enough. I need that experience. I need to feel this pressure more, so I can get used to it, get used to the feeling, and have it not affect me as much as it is. So it's something that I need to improve on, among other things. I need to improve my average pace so that while I'm just driving at my comfortable pace, it's as if I'm pushing, but I'm not pushing because it's the pace that I'm comfortable at. Does that make sense? Don't push up your pace. Unfortunately, I make a mistake here. P1 goes past, P2 goes past, and I was not going to let P3 go past. I'm back on it, and now I'm thinking, what? I've lost the lead. I was absolutely gutted. I knew they were faster than me. I knew there was no chance I was going to catch them up, and I was just hoping that them battling would slow them down. At least the pressure from behind is gone, so now I can just keep my eyes open, my knuckles up, and just get on with it. 5 laps remaining, and all I want is that lead back. Just keeping it clean is the aim of the game. So I'm driving much better now. Now that that pressure's gone, I'm driving much better. Just a slight lift. Keep the power up. Keep the power up while you're going through that corner, but just a slight little lift. Brake here. I like to shift down twice here just to get that extra rotation and to keep my revs up. You can do it in 4th gear. There's not a lot of difference in speed. It's however you feel comfortable. You want to brake just before the 3 here, just before the 3 on the crest of the hill. There it is. Gently on the brakes, down to 1st or 2nd gear. Bring it round. Short shift to 2nd if you're in 1st. Flat out here. You don't need to go all the way out wide. You just need to keep your foot pinned. Make sure your tyres are warm. In between the 2 brake markers before you turn in there, and in between the 50. The 2 and the 1 there. A lot of track guides you'll see will say brake at the 2. I said this in qualifying. But in between, right in the middle of them both, make sure your brakes are warm. Just after the white line here, bring it in. You don't need to hit the 1st apex, but make sure you get the 2nd. Flat out before the 2nd apex. Slight brake here, just in between the 1 and the 2 again. Bring it round. And back to the beginning again, kind of. So I'm settling now. I'm settling for P3, making sure the gap behind me is good. Nice and easy on my own. Relaxed now. I've lost the lead. The pressure is gone, so I'm more relaxed now than I have been for the whole race. So I just want to keep it clean. Make sure I don't get any incident points. Focusing on the exit here, not getting too greedy on the throttle. Luckily it was just a half spin when I lost the lead. Very forgiving if you make a mistake in this car. If you spin, it's very easy to control. If you find yourself spinning on a very fast corner and flying backwards, get it in reverse. Because your wheels are already rotating backwards, you stick it in reverse, you gain control of that rearward momentum. As soon as you do that, you stick it in reverse, get the gear locked in, take control of the rear wheels and put it back in first again, and you will slow down instantly. Because you're already rolling backwards. So get it in reverse gear, take control of the momentum. Take control of the reverse momentum. Only for a second, just stick it in reverse, little bit of throttle and straight back into first gear from reverse. And it will slow you down so much quicker than just locking your brakes. You can't do that in a real car, but in this one it works. Keeping it smooth. I don't want to make any more mistakes. I do not want to lose this podium position. Especially not so close to the end. Got another back marker coming up. It's going into the pits. It's a shame when you see that, especially so close to the end, somebody going into the pits. So 2 more laps to go. We'll stay on board now for the rest of the race. Just after the white line. It's a brilliant car and track combination, this. I didn't like it at first. I did not like it at first, but it's... Once you get used to the car, once you get used to the track, because of its constant flowing nature, it's kind of like Hungary, where the one corner just leads to the next. There's very few straights. There's a lovely flow to it, and just let the car steer you. Obviously, you tell the car what to do, but once you've done that, just let the car do it. And it's so nice. It's such a nice car to drive around this track. But let the car do what it needs to do. You keep it in check, of course. I don't know what's happened to my face cam there. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe sync back up again. I don't know. But P2's made a mistake. P2 has made a mistake, and I'm thinking, hang on, it's back on here. I can do this, so I get past him. He's complaining at the moment about always making a mistake. But that was great for us. That's great news for us. So we're back in P2. Last lap. Will P1 make a mistake? Will we get that win back? I couldn't believe my luck. I couldn't believe it. But I'm happy. I'm happy. I've got P2 back. P2 pushing too hard on the last lap. Really, really, really wanting to get that win. And who can blame him? Who can blame him? But it was a good fight. It was a good race. I'm very happy with that. Final corner, and we bring it home. P2. I'm very happy with that. Very happy. I'm sorry again it took so long to get out. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not used to doing these post-commentary things. Like, it's good for the racing because I can focus on the race, but it's bad for the video, I think, because I'm just not used to it. I don't have to practice to do it. But anyway, if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe for more average-based YouTube videos. Obviously it's YouTube videos. Now I'm waffling.